So we're gonna try a different style of video today because my friend List the Muse challenged me and I never back down from a challenge. So we're gonna try this style of video where I'm going to just talk and cook my breakfast. It's a very late breakfast, by the way. So that's what's gonna happen today. If you're new here, I'm Davia, and on my channel, we focus on a healthy mind, body, and spirit for everybody to level up, be healthy. Kenji's drinking water in the background, so he's really thirsty. Today, I want to talk about something that's been coming up for me personally, and maybe you guys can relate. Really just about how we should listen to ourselves and the emotions that we have, how it's usually our body's trying to tell us something, or, our spirit trying to tell us something. So whatever emotion has been coming up for you, instead of pushing it away, really honing in on it and listening and trying to figure out where it's coming from, and give that part of yourself a little bit of grace and understanding. So for me personally, the emotion that's been coming up for me has been anger. And I never get angry. Like, it takes a lot to make me angry. So it's been interesting for me that anger is the emotion that's been coming up. And I'm very non-confrontational. So I normally would kind of ignore, being angry. Just kind of get over it. Like, oh, it's not that serious. Like, nothing to be mad about. But I'm realizing that there's a reason that it's coming up for me. So I wanted to just chat through this with you guys, see if anyone can relate. So for me, my emotion of feeling angry, what I'm realizing is I heard this on Instagram actually, anger is the part of yourself that loves you the most. And it knows when you're being like mistreated or disrespected, and it's coming out to essentially protect you. Like, it's the protector in you. And also, when situations make you angry, it's teaching you forgiveness and how to move on. So I thought that was really interesting because for me, normally getting rid of the emotion, or even just in general, learning how to master not getting angry, I think that has been helpful, but also a little counterproductive in a way, because now it's coming up anyways, because that always will happen. Like, you'll go through something, and if you don't follow through with like learning what you're supposed to learn, then that situation will end up coming back for you to learn this lesson. So me learning to control my anger, like control when I get angry, was helpful for the time. And now I'm realizing that instead of pushing it down and deciding like, oh, this doesn't have to make me angry. Like, let's say in traffic, like somebody is honking their horn at me. Honestly, I literally will start like laughing because I'm just like, it's really not that serious. Versus old me, maybe you, I don't know, will yell back and honk back at them like, whatever, forget you. I didn't do anything. I don't do that anymore because I thought that I've mastered anger and, avoid it at all costs because I don't have to be angry. You can choose your emotion. But now when I'm getting angry about things, I'm like, okay, instead of just telling myself, I don't have to be angry right now, and choosing a different emotion, then instead I'm listening and asking myself, why is this making you angry? Like, what is coming up for you for this to actually be something to look into? So that's a new development. And yeah, it's really taught me the lesson of really listening to yourself and how you feel. So that is what I wanted to talk about. So, challenge for you: when you feel an emotion or some type of trigger or anything, instead of just trying to hurry up and get rid of it, because that's like the easiest thing to do, is just to want it to be over. If we're feeling any emotion that's not super pleasant, then we just want to get rid of it. We're like, can this be over now? I'm tired of this. And I totally get that. I feel the same way. I hate being angry. I hate being sad. But we shouldn't hate these things. Like, this is part of being human and part of this experience on this earth. So instead, learning to understand the different emotions, the ones that you don't particularly like as much, if you learn to understand them, they won't feel so bad. And instead, you can be present with yourself in those moments and figure out what's the reason that it's coming up for you, what it is that you're supposed to learn, what lesson you're supposed to take away from it, and take that moving forward, so that when, whatever lesson you're supposed to learn, like the situation comes up, then you're fully equipped with this new information or skill or whatever it is. So for me, 1 second. I like to clean as I go. Makes my life a lot easier. So for me, what is this teaching me? So learning to listen to anger, because I already learned how to listen to myself. When I'm sad, I'll sit there and think, what am I sad about, like specifically, and break it all the way down to like the very root cause. So I've gotten pretty good about doing this when I'm sad. But when I'm angry, because it doesn't happen very often, I don't get the chance to explore as much with anger. So what I'm doing is asking myself, why I'm angry, down to the root. So it's like you keep asking why. It's an exercise I learned that, like, if you're sad, I don't know, what's a good example? Well, actually, let's go back to the car example, because that's like the easiest thing that most people go through is road rage. So you're driving, someone yells at you, honks their horn, and you're mad. So you ask yourself, why? Well, because they're a jerk. Like, they honk their horn at me and I didn't even do anything. Okay, why does that make you mad? Because I didn't do anything wrong, but they are accusing me. So why does that make you mad? Because I don't want to be accused of doing something that I didn't do. Okay, why does that make you mad? Because if I didn't do it, then why should I be punished for it? So, you could keep going, because now we've gotten from they're a jerk to I feel like, essentially, like I'm unseen and being punished for something that I don't feel is wrong. So it just kind of like breaks it down to a root. And that could go even further. I've talked about this in a previous video. That can go even further down to You know, that used to happen to me when I was a kid. I used to get in trouble for things that I didn't do. And this is actually true now that I'm saying it out loud. I used to get in trouble for things that my sister would do, and she would blame it on me, and I would get in trouble. And I would get defensive because I felt like I was wronged and wasn't heard when I was telling my parents, like, it wasn't me, I didn't do it. You know, they're not hearing it. So we'd end up both getting punished, to be fair. But still, to me, I'm like, but I literally didn't do it. So why am I being punished? And that's why road rage probably was a big hurdle for me, because of that exact reason, because it roots back to my childhood. So nothing is as simple as you think it is. It's not just, I'm mad because they're a jerk, they cut me off and honked their horn at me. It's my childhood, like being accused by my little sister of doing something that I didn't do, that ends up bubbling up to the surface. That anger, that root cause, is bubbling up to the surface for me to notice it and to recognize it, not to hide it, not to tell it to go away, shut up, I don't want to hear it. Because you want to treat yourself with the same love and respect that you want people to treat you with. So if a part of you is trying to tell you something, don't push it away and tell it to be quiet and to go away and to get over it. Like, you wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. You would want to be seen, want to be heard. And yeah, that's really what it all boils down to. I'm really putting my pancakes on the back burner right now. Sorry, quick pause so I can actually get these on the stove because I am hungry. I'm just ranting. Okay, hold on. Let's turn this on. If you were curious about my recipe while we're on this like quick intermission, I'm making protein pancakes. I don't know if you actually see. No, you can't see the ingredients. Well, I did protein powder, about 40 grams of protein powder, 2 eggs, half a cup of Greek yogurt. I know this sounds crazy, but trust me. A sprinkle of salt to bring the sweetness out. And I read that a splash of apple cider vinegar can replace baking soda or baking powder to like help them get fluffy. So we'll see. It might ruin the recipe, but I'll let you know. And some almond milk because it's too thick. So I'm gonna get that right now. Make sure it's not expired. Okay. I can smell the vinegar, so it's like throwing me off. It's not that bad. That looks good. If you want to see my pancake batter, I'm actually gonna add cinnamon because I love cinnamon. And the protein powder I use is called Cinnabon, so might as well make a cinnamon roll pancakes. Okay, that's ready. So back to growth, actually. I had to just clean up a little bit because it drives me crazy when there's like stuff on the counter. This reusable paper towel by Papaya, I think that's what it's called, Papaya Reusables, is amazing. That way I don't waste paper towels wiping the counter every single time. Okay, so anyways, while my pan gets hot, listen to yourself. Listen to the signs that your spirit is trying to tell you. And that's a lot of learning, discernment, intuition. The way to get there is focusing on self-love and compassion, because when you focus on self-love and you get through your journey of loving yourself, being in a relationship with yourself, then that's when you really realize that you have to treat yourself like you are in a relationship with yourself. Like, treat yourself like you would want your partner to treat you. So again, you would not want your partner to brush you off and tell you to get over it. You don't want to do that to yourself either. You would want your partner to listen and to be compassionate towards you, maybe even give you a hug and tell you everything's gonna be okay. Like, do that for yourself. Yes, it sounds crazy to sit there and like hug yourself, like, and say it's gonna be okay, but honestly, you will feel so much better. Go look it up. There is scientific evidence that giving yourself a hug is actually beneficial. So yeah, do what you would want your best partner, the best version of your partner to do for you. Be in a relationship with yourself. And then it will be a lot easier to do this when you're thinking about it that way. When you think about how you treat yourself, how you talk to yourself, you don't look in the mirror and say, ew, you look ugly today, because that would be crazy if your partner said that to you. Like, that would be wild. So you're not going to do that to yourself because you're in a relationship with yourself. So every time you see yourself in the mirror, even if you feel like, skin's looking a little dry right now, or, oh, I see a new wrinkle or whatever, you're not going to point that out. You're going to say, wow, you look beautiful. I mean, if you notice that your skin is dry, then you can do something about it without looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, ew. This is something that I had to work on. When I was younger, I used to always do that, look in the mirror and think and say, ew, what the heck? I look so ugly. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I talked to myself like that. That is a terrible way to talk to yourself. So yeah, be in a relationship with yourself and you'll learn how to listen to yourself better and get that intuition. So when you do that, then it'll be a lot easier to recognize these different emotions and to really listen and hear where that part of you is coming from. Just like if you were listening to your friend tell you about why something upset them, they're gonna probably go on a little bit of a rant until you figure out the true cause. Oh, so that's what it really was. It wasn't really this, it was actually that. It's the same thing with yourself. So give yourself time and space to be vulnerable and be heard, and it will come up for you. And the faster you can recognize what that part of you is trying to say, then the faster you can heal it or learn from it, grow. And that's what this is all about, right? Like, how to grow and be our best selves. Because if we do that, then we can choose the emotions that we want more often. We can choose happiness if that's what we want. So, which that is what we want, let's be honest. Should I do like little pancakes or a big one? Why did I grab that? I'm doing a big one. Let's do a big pancake. I guess I'm just gonna do one giant pancake. Oh, come on. Let's go with this. I gotta scoop all of this out. All right, one giant pancake coming right up. I wonder if the pan should be hotter. Okay. So I think that covers everything that I was thinking. As a recap, listen to yourself, your emotions. Let those emotions come up, and instead of trying to push them back down, get back down in there. You're going to let them come up to the surface, and you're going to recognize that it is a part of yourself that is trying to tell you something, and to listen and try to be curious and compassionate towards those parts of yourself so that you can understand what is trying to be said, what is the message. And it could be something from your past, from the kid part of you. Like with my example, it was the child part of me speaking, my inner child that was speaking. So no, it's not necessarily relevant to today, where my sister is no longer getting me in trouble for things. So that is a part of me that is trying to tell me something or give me advice that I personally don't want to take right now. Like, I don't want to take advice from my child self telling me to be mad because I'm being framed for something I didn't do. So you don't have to take the advice, but at least listen. And I like to personally say, even in my head, I hear you. I understand where you're coming from. I'm not going to take that advice right now, but I really do appreciate you expressing yourself and telling me how you feel. I would literally have a conversation with that part of myself in my head, out loud if I need to, in a journal, whatever you need to do, but being compassionate instead of being like, oh, I'm so stupid for getting mad. Don't think like that towards those parts of yourself, because it's really internally damaging. So yes, listen to those parts of you. Let it come up. Understand that it's something unhealed that wants to be seen so that you can heal it or work on it. And yeah, that's really what's been on my mind and my heart to share, because it's been coming up for me, and I thought it was really powerful for me to recognize that. So when I was thinking, what do I want to talk about while I cook my protein pancakes, it just came up. So I didn't even pre-plan it. Hopefully you guys like this style of video and this message. Please let me know in the comments so that I know if I should keep doing it or not. This is new for me. And yeah, I guess we'll chat another time. I'm so stressed about the flip. This big boy, let's do it. All right, I'm gonna show you. Oh no. Oh God. Okay. Let's. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh no! I wasn't confident. Oh, you guys are gonna fry me. I'm cracking up right now. No! It's done for. It's okay. It's still edible. We're just gonna give it a little squish. I cannot believe that just happened. I'm so embarrassed. Okay, smaller pancakes would have been smart, guys. It had so much potential. Look how beautiful this would have been. I don't even want to show you anymore. I'm upset. What a disaster. If you guys have pancake flipping tips for me, please leave it in the comments, because clearly I need it. I should have just done the pan, I feel like that would have probably been a disaster as well. You know, troubleshooting right now. Also, the pan is probably a smidge too hot because the bottom browned, but the top was still too juicy. So it needed to cook through more. But if I left it how it was, the bottom would have burned, which means pan was too hot. See? We got this. Next time. This is hilarious. And you know what? I think most people would probably edit that part out of their video, but I'm gonna keep it real, and I'm gonna let you guys watch me do that epic fail of a flip and laugh at me, because it is funny. Why not? There's nothing to be afraid of about giving people a good laugh. That's what I'm gonna tell myself, at least. So tell me if I'm tripping or not. And I just had deja vu, so this moment was supposed to happen. See? Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna throw some of this maple cinnamon butter on my pancakes. I don't usually eat butter, but it's grass-fed and organic, so, and I got it for free. Might as well give it a try. Okay, spread the butter. I'm gonna cut this up into bite-sized pieces. I call this a deconstructed protein pancake extravaganza. Ta-da! Sprinkle some cinnamon. Oh, that was a lot. Okay, at this point, this seems like an epic fail, but I bet it tastes delicious, and that is what is important. So, what do you think? What do you think about my pancakes? Do they look good? He's not giving me the answer I wanted. Quick taste test, and then we'll wrap this video. Okay. If I throw up on camera, I'm quitting. No, that's good. I promise it's good. Doesn't even need syrup. It's the protein powder. It saved it. Cinnabon protein. It's good. Alani knew. Not sponsored. But that is all for today's video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you stuck to the end to get a good laugh. You're welcome. And I'm going to enjoy my deconstructed protein extravaganza pancakes, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.